It's a beautiful day, but everything is covered in frost. I am breaking down camp. It's nearly 9 o'clock. Nobody's on the trail yet, except for the tent city seems to have departed already. That's actually pretty gorgeous right there. Good morning, it's day 34. It's an absolutely gorgeous day, but it was like 28 or 9 degrees when I got up, and well after sunrise it was still 29. I think it was like 30 when I left camp. I'm just a few minutes behind everybody else, but everybody was taking their time this morning, at least everybody in the shelter. I think the tent guys got up and on the trail early, but I've devised a itinerary to get to Uncle Johnny's by Wednesday that is less brutal than going shelter to shelter, because shelter to shelter would be like 2 16-mile days in a row starting today, and then like a 10 into 6 or something. And so instead I'm doing a 11 11 11 to Sam's Gap, and then 13 to Spivey Gap, and then 11 to Uncle Johnny's. Sam's Gap would be a shuttle to a hostel, most likely. I don't think there's any good camping around Sam's Gap. But Spivey Gap, that's more in the middle of nowhere, even though it's a road crossing, a paved road crossing. But I've camped there before. There's a lot of good campsites at Spivey Gap. So I definitely can handle that. I was just noticing, look how you can see the frost tips on the treetops on that mountain beyond. You have to kind of look through the twigs, but those are trees with frosty branches, frost on the tips of the branches, and I believe that's where we were for the night. Because everything was kind of covered in a thin film of frost this morning. Just came down that mountain to where I am. There's another one. Of these, I need the last 2. Let's go see what is going on with that. Oh, it's a house. The famous Southern Cookie Lady. I had no idea she lived right on trail. Look at this compound. Log cabins everywhere. I'm loving it. And a nice Subaru on the back. I mean, Crosstrek. So I'm about halfway up the mountainside to Little Laurel Shelter from Log Cabin Drive back there. It's about 1,000 feet from Log Cabin Drive to Little Laurel, and it's like 1,000 feet from Little Laurel to the top of the mountain that it's on. So that's very round numbers. I think it may be a little bit more even, like 23 or 2,500 total. Anyway, so Log Cabin Drive, that's the driveway essentially of the Southern Cookie Lady, and they have a wonderful little compound. It's a very small, like, log cabin main residence, and then there's like a interesting proportion 2-story log cabin behind it, and they're building another like workshop garage that's under construction. I really dug it. It's great in the middle of the woods. Every time I see a log cabin that's built not out of manufactured link block logs but true wooden timbers, I just love it. I wish I'd gotten a little bit more footage of Cookie Lady. And then when we get up north somewhere, I'm not sure where exactly, I've seen them on YouTube videos. There's another Cookie Lady. I assume the Northern Cookie Lady, or maybe she's just by default the Cookie Lady. Anyway, I didn't get any cookies, but I did get to fill up on filtered water and got to get rid of all my trash, which is great to lighten the load. Nice little flat spot right here for a change. It's been not a strenuous climb, but a constant climb for about the last hour. And there's a little less than an hour to go on this climb. Oh wow, there's snow on the mountainside ahead. You can see the snow on that mountainside over there. I don't know if we are hiking over that or not. I can check the map and find out, but that's interesting that there's still a heavy coating of snow from yesterday or the day before, I guess. And also that there's snow on that one, but not on that one. Another thing I was realizing, because as I was climbing the mountain back there, I was starting to think it's, maybe the right time of day to ditch these leggings and go back to bare-legged kilt hiking. But then I started to notice, I don't know, is the higher we climb or some other cause, but the higher we climb, the temperature starts dropping again. So when I left, I say we because Bumble and Hopeful left there with me, but they're further back now. I don't think they even show up in the rearview mirror. When I left Cookie Lady log cabin, it was like 60 degrees, and the last time I checked, partway up the mountain, it was 55. I just checked again, it's 52. So whenever I slow down, I put my neck gaiter on because I was feeling cool. Now I'm feeling a little warm again, but suddenly it doesn't feel warm enough to take my leggings off. We're back here to the low 50s. Now the climbing certainly generates some body heat, but the air is still pretty cool. I stopped because I'm come to another climb, and I was going to wait until I was done talking. So. Oh no, that literally just fell in the last minute that I turned around to get my phone. It was standing up 30 seconds ago. muddy here from that melting snow, I assume. "43 degrees. Doesn't feel like cold. It was 46 down at the shelter. I felt colder than this, but it's because I'm walking, I'm sure. Trying to avoid the mud as best I can.